Okay, today we are going to do trig substitution, and we are going to start with the following problem. Suppose we want to integrate the 1 divided by x squared times 25 minus x squared dx. We're going to let x equals to 5 sine of theta, where theta is between pi over 2 negative and pi over 2 positive. Okay, then the x is 5 cosine of theta d theta. So then after that substitution, this integral becomes 1 over sine squared theta times the integral of 25 minus 25 sine squared theta. And then on top we have for dx 5 cosine theta d theta. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and erase that one. So after that we get 5 cosine theta d theta and sine squared theta. We can take a 5 out of the square root and we'll have 1 minus sine squared theta. Alright, so for that 1 minus sine squared theta, we're going to put cosine squared theta, so we get 5 cosine theta d theta divided by 5 sine squared theta times cosine squared theta. And I'm just going to go ahead and erase those two 5's because there's no reason to have them there. Okay, and so then because cosine square of theta it's positive, since we are from minus pi over 2 to pi over 2, then this integral reduces to cosecant square theta d theta, and the integral of that is oh yeah, so that was it was a 25 whenever we had, because it was an x squared, so yeah, so that was a 25 over here. So times 25 like that, 25, so 1 over 25. Alright, 1 over 25 cotangent of theta negative plus e. But then since x equals sine of theta, this means the sine of theta is equals to x over 5. So x and 5 theta opposite over a hypotenuse, and then we just find the other side, which is going to be just 1 minus I think it's going to be 5 minus x squared, or 25 minus x squared. And so then this is going to be minus 1 over 25, and cotangent of theta would be adjacent over hypotenuse. So no, cotangent, so adjacent over opposite, so the square root of 25 minus x squared divided by x plus e. Alright, now suppose we have this integral, and this integral looks like x cubed divided by the square root of x squared plus 100. This time we let x equals 10 tangent of theta. Then dx will be 10 secant square of theta d theta. So plugging this in, you got 1000 right here, secant cube theta, and then tangent cube theta. So let me erase that, because x is equals to 10 tangent theta. So tangent cube theta, and then dx is 10 secant square theta d theta. And then in the denominator we have the square root of 100 tangent square theta plus 100. And then we can take a 10 out of the square root, so we're going to have 1000 here. And then tangent cube theta secant square theta d theta. And then over here we have 1 plus tangent square theta, which is equals to, so we got 1000 right here, and then tangent cube theta secant square theta, and then this is the square root of secant square theta d theta. So then eventually we get 1000 times tangent cube theta secant of theta, since the secant square, when you take the square root you get secant is positive, and we still have in this case from theta goes from minus pi over 2 to pi over 2. Anyway, then we're gonna go ahead and save a secant tangent from this integral. So we have 1000 tangent squared theta secant theta tangent theta d theta, and then we let u equals to secant theta, then du will be secant theta tangent theta d theta, and this will be 1000 tangent square is the same as secant square minus 1, so the integral of secant square theta minus 1, and then there's secant of theta tangent of theta theta. By plugging secants for u, we get 1000 times u squared minus 1, like this, du, and integrating we get 1000 over 3 times u squared minus 3 plus c. And then again we're gonna do this right triangle to find what the u is, and or because this is really 1000 over 3 secant of theta, and then secant square minus 3 plus c. So then this would have to be 1000 over 3 times secant of theta, which if tangent of theta is x over 10, is that what it is? Yep. Then this is theta, and this would be x and then 10, and then over here this would be x squared plus 100. Okay, so then plugging in secant of theta is hypotenuse over adjacent, So the square root of x squared plus 100 divided by 10, and then times secant squared, which is x squared plus 100 divided by 100 minus 3 plus e. Okay, so this is trigonometric substitution. Thank you.